Hey guys. Alright, I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi today, but it keeps telling me that the connection is weak, so I'm going to do my best to have this work correctly here, okay? I know I'm a couple minutes late here, but I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's Mercury retrograde. Alright, so I'll give everybody a minute here to hop on before I actually get started, okay? Maybe we'll start like 6:05, okay? Hey Brad. I was just saying I was having some trouble with my Wi-Fi today. I'm not sure what's going on, so I know I started a couple minutes late, so I'm just going to give people like maybe one more minute till like 6:05, and then I'll kind of get started. I don't know what's going on. My Wi-Fi is right in the room next to me, so I don't know why it's saying weak connection, but I guess I can blame Mercury retrograde, right? Okay. I'll wait just like another like 30 seconds and then we'll get started. Okay. And I have, if you see me looking over here, it's because I have like quite a few things to show you guys too, so I'm just trying to make sure everything is I know where everything is. So all right. Okay, so we'll kind of get started here. So once again, I apologize for being a couple minutes late, and if my video, let me know if anything gets like fuzzy or if it's breaking up, because I'm not sure why it kept saying that my connection was weak, but just let me know if you can't see me or hear me or anything like that, so I can maybe, I don't know, try to move in the other room. But all right, so today we're going to be talking about the 7 chakras, and I know there's like tons and tons of information on this topic, but for time's sake, oh, thank you. Oh, kind of, I like to dress the part, so. So I know there's tons and tons of information. It keeps stalling on your end. Okay, I don't know what's going on. My Wi-Fi is right in the other room, so it shouldn't be doing that. It's not telling me that it's losing connection, but if you keep having a problem, just let me know. All right, so for the sake of time this evening, and let me know if I'm going through this kind of quickly, but we're going to go through all of the chakras. I'm going to talk about like a few different things with each. So we're going to talk about where they are, what color is associated with them, some physical properties of each. We'll talk about some spiritual and emotional properties. I have some crystals to show you guys that are associated with each chakra. And after we run through all of that, I want to say maybe, I don't know, like maybe halfway or a little bit more than halfway through, I would really like to walk you guys through a guided meditation. And this meditation is really, is very dear to me because it's the first chakra meditation that I ever did. And it really, I don't know, it really allowed me to feel each chakra and which ones were blocked and which ones I felt were more open. So before we go through the meditation, I'll kind of explain, what the process will be as we move up through each one. But it really allowed me to get in touch with feeling the chakras more. And I feel energy pretty easily, but when I first started, especially when I first started meditating too, it could be kind of hard, and it helped me to, gauge what was going on with my own body, and it really was beneficial to me. So what are chakras? The word chakra comes from the Sanskrit word, and it means wheel. So these wheels are balls of energy, okay? And they're located in different spots in your body, and we have lots of different chakras, but the 7 main are ones that you will probably see most when, if you're looking this stuff up, if you're Googling this, and you'll hear about these 7 the most, okay? So one thing to be aware of is that when you have certain chakras that are blocked or weakened, and even ones that are very, very open, you know, there has to be an even balance each way. You can start feeling physical symptoms, emotional symptoms where you feel more out of balance. And, you know, that is something to keep in mind, that you can have a chakra that's just like way too open, very expanded. And, you know, those things that are associated with that chakra can be expanded as well. So it's important to remember that we want to have a balance each way. Okay, and hopefully during this meditation you'll be able to kind of gauge you know, where you are with each chakra. And don't be too worried or discouraged if you know, are having trouble feeling the energy at certain points, you know, or if you feel like you're not getting a good reading at a certain point. That's okay, because you can practice this on your own. Okay, so all right, so the very first chakra is called the root chakra, and I'll show you here. It is located right at the base of the spine, okay? And this is the symbol associated with the root chakra, okay? And it is the color red, so you see that. And the root chakra has a lot to do with stability and support, grounding, and also has to do with our material needs, okay? So one great way to balance the chakra is to get outside and, you know, like walk barefoot in the grass, okay? Because that is like the epitome of, you know, support, that you're just getting that from Mother Earth, okay? And one area of the body that is associated with that is your feet. So when you are putting your feet directly on Mother Earth, that is just really, really supporting your grounding. Okay, so if you're kind of feeling like flighty, I know sometimes if I'm working with really high vibe crystals, I can start to feel a little spacey sometimes. You have to just bring yourself back down. And that's one thing that's really great that you can do. Go outside, walk barefoot in the grass, okay? So just going to kind of show you guys these symbols, because I know for me, a lot of times when I first started, you know, studying this, I would see these and I really didn't know which one, you know, went with what. But this is the root chakra. So the root chakra also has to do with your GI system, okay? And also with the hips. So the hips are very supporting, you know, and I also learned something else very interesting. If you are having pain in your hip area, that can be a sign that you are maybe, you know, afraid to move forward, or you're having trouble moving forward in your life. And that can cause some instability too. So all of these things are, you know, are associated with one another. Okay, so the root chakra, red, base of the spine, GI tract, your feet, your hips, and, you know, support and structure, grounding in your life. That's what this chakra has to do with. Now, I want to show you guys a couple things. Now, this stone is red jasper, and that's one of the stones that is good for when you're working with the root chakra. And let me see where my other... Where am I here? Okay, now, I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see really like the true color of this. Probably not. This is probably going to look like black to you. But up in the light, this is garnet. And up in the light, this, you can see the red tint. Garnet is also great for the root chakra. This is, I don't have my bigger piece of black tourmaline. This is a small tumbled piece of black tourmaline. Fabulous for grounding. One of my favorite stones. Okay, and then also, this is one of my favorite pieces as well. Smoky quartz. Great for the root chakra. So here we go. That is just a beauty right there. Absolutely. This is one of my favorite crystals. And here's a little, this is another smoky quartz. Not, clearly not as dark as this one, but okay. So does anybody have any questions on that chakra? And these are kind of the things that we'll just, like, you know, run through, like I said, and then we'll try to get we'll try to get through that meditation, okay? All right, so the second chakra is called the sacral chakra. And the best way to find this chakra is, like I say, it's usually about like 2 inches, sometimes like 2 finger lengths below your belly button, okay? So in that area right there. And the sacral chakra is associated with orange. Here's the symbol for that, okay? And this chakra has to do with your sexuality. It has to do with relationships and desire, also creativity, okay? So if you are, having any problems in your relationships, even sometimes I see like it's nice to put maybe stones that are associated with, orange stones in your living room or your living space, wherever people, like in your home, hang out the most if you're having any tension at home, okay? Let me see. What other pieces did I have here? This piece is, oh, here we go. This is actually peach aventurine. Don't really see this one too often. I'll turn around so you guys can see that again. Now, the sacral chakra has to do with the bladder and the reproductive organs. Okay, so those are the two main physical aspects of this chakra. Okay, and another fabulous stone for this is carnelian. Now, carnelian is great too if you need like an energy boost. Really great stone. Okay, and this one kind of looks, sometimes you might see it like that. It can be really light. Okay, all right, so that's the sacral chakra. And once again, like 2 inches below your belly button, in that area down there, relationships and desires, your sexuality, and your creativity, just bringing all of this out. And like I said, if you are, having any tension in your home or tension anywhere else, even if you, at your job, if your coworkers, you're having tension with them, might be nice to carry, one of those stones around with you. Keep it in your desk at work, something like that, okay? All right, so number 3 is the solar plexus chakra, and that is located right at your abdomen, okay? And this chakra is yellow. There's the little symbol for that, okay? And the solar plexus chakra really has strong to do with your confidence, okay, and your feeling of self-worth and personal power, things like that, self-esteem. So, how you feel about yourself. Let me see. I have a couple stones here. Okay. Whoop. Okay. And also very good for emotional control. Okay. So this is just like, how you feel about yourself, how you're able to handle your emotions. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, absolutely. And for keeping the stone in areas that you feel tension, and you can do this with any of the stones, but the sacral chakra stones are specific to relationships and things like that. So okay, let's see. So solar plexus is also really good. This is tiger's eye. Okay, another nice stone for that. And this chakra is associated with digestion and your metabolism, your liver, pancreas, things like that. So I know a lot of people, like sometimes you want to go through like detox and things like that. And I always thought it was funny because, they say if you drink like lemon water, that's good, like to help detox your system. Lemons are yellow, associated with the solar plexus chakra. So I thought that was funny. This is citrine, another great another great stone, for confidence and self-esteem. And this is sunstone. Sometimes this does look a little bit more orange, so if you have this stone and you're working on the, either the second or third chakra, I bet you this one would be okay for both. Okay, so, all right. So that was number 3. Whoops. That was number 3. Okay, so just, I know, I love sunstone. So just recapping again about that, the solar plexus chakra, right at your abdomen, yellow in color, okay, great. It's a very cheerful energy. So, your self-confidence, your self-worth, what you think about yourself. So if you're having any trouble in these areas, and just not believing in yourself, I highly suggest maybe getting one of these stones or focusing during meditation on that area. And that can really be helpful to you. But, your, detox and your liver, your pancreas, digestion, metabolism, things like that, all associated with the solar plexus chakra. Okay, let's see. Number 4. Okay, now, there are a couple different, so number 4 is the heart chakra. Okay, so it's going to be right in your heart space, right here. Okay, now, the heart chakra can... Oh, thank you. I'll tilt the camera down. I did this earlier. Yes. It's one of my favorite shirts here. Okay. So, the heart chakra is associated with green and with pink. So they can go either way. Okay. This is green aventurine. Here's the symbol for this. Okay. Now, obviously the heart chakra, this is good for love and commitment. But one aspect, I think this is really important too, that comes along with the heart chakra as well, is forgiveness. And this, I think this topic, and this is probably for another live stream, but I think the topic of forgiveness is so, so important because we have to spend time forgiving ourselves for things and for forgiving other people, because if you don't allow yourself to forgive yourself or others, then you are allowing past circumstances to run your life right now. And it can just be really unhealthy. Okay. We'll have to talk about that another time. But yeah, so pink and green for the heart chakra. Okay. So obviously this is associated with your physical heart, circulation, and also the immune system. So I think that's really important too for right now. When we're coming into winter, colder seasons, and, you're getting sick, you could start to feel like you're getting sick. And if you start to feel that way, I would suggest maybe doing a meditation, focusing solely on the heart chakra, because that can really boost your immune system when you're sending that energy out like that. Okay. Now here is a piece of malachite that I have. Okay. And I actually too just got, I'll do a little showing off here. My best friend just gave me these for Christmas. She got this and my earrings here. Okay. And I already had the matching ring from my amazing boyfriend, but okay, so malachite is really great. And another thing, and I'll talk about this when we get to the throat chakra too, that if you are having any trouble with, your heart chakra or your throat chakra, and you have a piece of jewelry that with a stone that is associated there, you can even get, like for the heart, you can get a necklace that's a little bit longer than this, and wearing that, directly on your heart chakra, or a smaller chain like this, wearing a blue stone for your throat chakra, if that's something that you're focusing on, wearing it there right on your chakra can be really great in amplifying that energy and giving a very healing energy to those chakras. Okay, let's see here. So as I mentioned, green and pink go with the heart chakra. Okay, so here is just a beautiful rose quartz wand that I have. Okay. Now, these wands like this, I have another one that I'm going to show you as well. these are great for, you know, directing energy, just as the same as, you know, if you were using like a point, like this. So obviously the energy is coming more out, you know, out of this side. It's coming out all over, but it's, you know, mainly in this direction. And the same goes for this. The difference would be that when it's, you know, like kind of like this tumbled end like this, it is going to have like a softer energy coming out of that. But you can still use these in the same way. Okay. All right. So the heart chakra, green and pink, great for love, commitment, and for forgiveness as well. And all of these things go for, you know, for yourself and for other people. Okay. Great for your heart, for circulation, and definitely for your immune system. Okay, so like I said, if you're, you know, starting to feel a little bit under the weather, maybe spend some time and, you know, do a heart chakra meditation. And if you're new to this, you know, new to learning about chakras or to meditation, all you have to do is go on YouTube, and there are tons and tons of meditations that you can find specific to all of these things. Okay, so if you don't really know where to start, something easy that you can look up. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. So next we have the throat chakra. And like I said before, you know, okay, so the throat chakra is right in the center of the throat. It's associated with the color blue. Okay. And if you are, you know, working on this throat chakra, you can wear, you know, you can wear jewelry that sits right there, and that would just be great to give off that energy and try to balance that chakra right there. Okay, so here we go. So this is the symbol for the throat chakra, and this is a piece of lapis that I have on here. Okay, so the throat chakra is about communication and expressing yourself and speaking. So if you have a job where you need to give presentations, or you're a motivational speaker, or, you know, I mean, anything where you're doing a lot of talking to other people, things like that. If you're having any trouble in your job, or you're feeling nervous about something, then blue stones would be great to, you know, maybe carry around, take with you, to give you that extra boost for being able to express yourself clearly, to communicate with other people. And I know I might repeat myself with this a lot, but I think it's important to remember that, you know, this communication is not just with other people, but it's communication with yourself too. So keep in mind here that if you are noticing in yourself that you're having a lot of, you know, negative self-talk, this goes back to the solar plexus as well. So if you are feeling like you beat yourself up a lot, you're really down on yourself, you don't really have a lot of self-esteem, you don't feel like you have a lot of worth, or, you know, you feel like you've lost your place, you're not really sure of your purpose, things like that, the solar plexus would be, you know, a great stone to have, great chakra to work on, but the throat chakra would be as well, because this is going to help you to recognize how you're communicating with yourself, what you're saying to yourself, and through that, you know, what beliefs do you have about yourself. And it's nice to be able to challenge those beliefs, you know, and to be able to move forward, you know, from where you are and all that negativity, if you're speaking negatively about yourself, to be able to move on and get to the place that you want to be. Okay. I have some other ones here, and, you know, all of this chakra talk and all these things, these are things that we work on during my program. Okay, I have an entire week, you know, dedicated to learning about the chakras, so you can get more in tune with, you know, what you need to work on for yourself. And so just letting you guys know that that is something that, you know, we work on for an entire week during my program. Okay, quite a lot of blue stones. Okay, actually, the most stones I had noticed this the other day, I have so many green stones. I don't know what that means, but okay. So The throat chakra physically has to do with your breathing, lungs, the thyroid, things like that. Okay, this is a tumbled piece, this is a bigger piece. This is a tumbled piece of aquamarine. Okay, and here is a raw piece. Aquamarine, it sometimes can look a little greenish though too, but it's great for the throat chakra. And aquamarine is a very, very gentle energy. So if you're just getting into this, that's a nice stone to kind of start with. Angelite, beautiful, beautiful stone. So if you are, trying to get more in touch with your angels, the other side, spirit guides, things like that, this is a beautiful, beautiful stone. So being able to, communicate with them, right? Okay. So communicating with the other side, angelite, great stone. Okay. This is a piece of blue lace agate here. Okay. And this also, blue lace agate is great for if you're having any anxiety, things like that. It's a very calming, tranquil stone. So blue lace agate, great for that. And this is a little tumbled celestite. Okay, so all of these blue stones, great for communication, expressing yourself, speaking. If you have to do any public speaking, I know it's one of like the biggest fears people have. Stick one of these stones in your pocket, get it as a worry stone and rub, that while you're talking. Okay. And once again, breathing, your lungs, any respiratory issues, things like that, and your thyroid, throat chakra stones would be great for that. Okay. Let me put this back over here. Okay. So number 6, okay, is the third eye chakra. Okay, so it's going to be right in between your eyebrows and just up a little bit. Okay, so right here. Okay, this is the third eye. Now, I know, and this is why it's important to kind of know the difference between the symbols, because sometimes I think like third eye stones and throat chakra stones can get a little mixed up. So if you ever like see them, this is the difference. So this is the throat chakra and this is the third eye. Okay. And they kind of look, they both have that triangle in there. But if you ever, sometimes they can be similar. So if you're wondering which one it's for, this one would be the third eye. Okay. So this is indigo colored. And this stone is actually, it's hard to see, but this is blue aventurine. I have another, this is a little tumbled piece of blue aventurine. Okay. Now, the third eye chakra is all about your intuition. Okay. It's about your psychic abilities. And let me see, my one other piece of this. Ooh. Okay. Also has to do with like your dream state, things like that. So, these psychic abilities that you have, and just kind of getting into, getting into touch with your other side and your, abilities that you have, that I really do believe that most, if not all of us, have some sort of, psychic ability. We all have that sixth sense, that intuition. This chakra is where all of that stuff comes from. So when you're getting that, that weird feeling, oh, I don't know if that's right, like that's where this is coming from. And, also with your dreams, when you go into that dream state, dream recall, astral travel, things like that. So if you're, if you're getting into any of that, I would definitely recommend some of these stones. Now this one, I don't know if you can't really see. When you hold this, this is iolite. When you hold this up to the light, you can really see, like the dark blue color. I know it's kind of hard to see in this light. Okay. And then let me see where this one other one was. Okay. this is lapis, another great stone. And so lapis obviously is blue, so this would work with the throat chakra as well, but lapis is more associated with the third eye. So, you know, this has to do also with like your ideas in your mind. Okay, so when you talk about like your mind's eye, so when you meditate and like what you see in your mind's eye, and a lot of people, you know, want to focus specifically on the third eye for spiritual enlightenment and things like that. So these stones would be great for that. Okay, here's another. This is Megan's gonna Megan, if you're still on, tell me if I'm saying this right. Sodalite. I think she says sodalite. I was saying sodalite for the longest time, but either way, this is a great stone as well. Okay, and just like the rose quartz, you know, this is a wand. You can use this kind of in the same healing way as you would a point. Okay, now the third eye is great for your sinuses. So, you know, once again, if you're soda like Pepsi. See, I try to remember that. Your sinuses, okay? So once again, we talked about if this is, you know, a time where you're starting to not feel really good, you feel like your immune system is getting a little bit run down, you know, if you're having some sinus issues, things like that, then taking time to meditate on your third eye specifically could be beneficial in that as well, okay? And it's also good for your pituitary gland, okay? Now, let me see here. Okay, so I'll show you that one more time, okay? All right, now, last but not least, okay, just on time too. All right, so the 7th chakra, hello, thanks for joining us. Okay, so the 7th chakra is the crown chakra. It's located at the top of the head, okay? Now, this chakra, you'll probably mostly see it associated with purple, but it can be associated with white as well, okay? And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. Okay, so the crown chakra is about your spirituality and your higher self and enlightenment, things like that. So, you know, if you are trying to get in touch with your spirit guides, spirit guide animals, you know, loved ones who have passed on, angels, archangels, things like that, this is a great chakra to focus on for doing things like that. So amethyst, this is a nice point. I got this from Megan. Peace on Earth rocks for all your crystal buying pleasures. Here's another one that I got from her. These are just absolutely adorable. But these are little amethyst points. And amethyst is probably the stone that you'll see most associated with the crown chakra. Okay. Let me see what else I have here. This is these are a couple smaller tumbled pieces. Now, this is banded amethyst, and you can clearly see those bands around there. That's quartz in there. Okay, I don't know why, but I always keep these two together because I always had the sense that they just were supposed to be together. I just think they're so cute together. I always keep them. Oh, that's your birthstone. Always keep these ones together. Okay, so the crown chakra is also associated with the nervous system and the pineal gland. Now, I know that some people associate the pineal gland with the third eye as well, and I do too, but a lot of the research, at least when I'm doing research and reading on this stuff, you know, says that the pineal gland is more specific to the crown chakra, but I think if you are working, you know, doing work with the pineal gland for, you know, decalcification and things like that, you know, I think you can use either chakra. I don't think one's, you know, better over the other. You know, they're both right there. But I just wanted to mention that because I know, sometimes you can see a lot of people working on that. But I think maybe, I don't know. Like, I don't even want to say mostly, because when I was doing work like that, I was working usually with the third eye. Maybe it's because I needed more work on that at the time. But pineal gland, you can use either. Okay, so another fabulous stone for the crown chakra is selenite. This is a selenite egg that I have. I love to carry this one around with me. Okay, and now this is a larger piece, one of my pieces, also from Megan, a larger piece of selenite. Okay, and just a tidbit about selenite is that selenite is self-cleansing. Okay, so you don't have to cleanse this. Don't ever put it in water. Don't submerge it in water. So you don't have to cleanse this. It cleanses itself, and it can cleanse other crystals. So, if you were wondering, how to do that, you can just simply take your selenite, lay your crystals, right on top, just like that. Okay. I usually do this with ones that I've been using like a lot, and I will, thanks guys for the hearts, love that. And I'll just like leave them on there overnight, and that seems to work for me. Also another thing, I don't have this piece in here with me, but also another thing that I like to do with the selenite is cleanse my aura. So I have a piece that's it kind of looks like this. It's a little bit bigger than this. And I will literally just, spread that around my aura, and if I'm feeling mucky or anything like that. Okay, so where did I put, oh, here we go. Okay, so I'll show you this. I don't know if I showed you guys that. Okay, so that's the symbol. This is the symbol for the crown chakra. Okay, so once again, spirituality, your higher self, enlightenment, for your nervous system, pineal gland, great for all of that. Okay. All right, so does anybody have any questions? Sorry, I keep itching my nose. My nose is itching. Anybody have any questions about any of that? No? Okay, if not, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about, I know we don't have too much time left, but I'll briefly describe the meditation that we're going to do together. Now, as we go through each one, I am going to hold up the symbol and the crystal associated with each one. I'm going to encourage you to close your eyes, but you don't have to. I know not everybody likes to close their eyes, do guided meditation like that. So if you are a more visual person and you would prefer to look at the symbol or at the crystal, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay, so I'll hold that up as we go through and as I'm talking. I'm going to spend about 2 minutes on each one. So this is going to be it is going to be kind of a quick meditation, but you guys can take a little bit of time and do this slower and longer, if you want. When I did it for the first time, I probably spent about 10 minutes, maybe, like 5 to 10 minutes on each chakra, probably 10 minutes on the ones that I felt were, closed or blocked in some kind of way. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start at the base, okay? And if you guys can just remember, I'll go through them again. And I encourage you to not spend too much time and focus worrying about if you're doing it correctly, okay? So if you have a color off or a spot off, an area off on the body, don't be too worried about if you're focusing on the right area, okay? Just kind of, try to relax as much as you can and just go with the flow. There's no right or wrong way to do this. But we're going to start at the base chakra, okay? So the base is red, okay? Next is orange at the sacral, then yellow in the solar plexus, green in the heart, blue in the throat, indigo in the third eye, and purple in the crown, okay? So as we go through this, I encourage you guys to picture a lotus flower, okay? And if you don't know what a lotus flower looks like, any type of flower will do, okay? But once again, I'm just telling you what I did, okay? So I want you to picture a lotus flower in the color of each chakra, okay? And as we go through, I want you to imagine that the lotus flower is spinning, okay? And that it has some light coming from the flower, okay? So the point of this is to, and once again, just let yourself feel this as much as possible and then reflect on it when we're through, okay? So the point of this is so that you can notice how quickly or how slowly you feel that the flower is spinning, and how bright or dim the light is, okay? So this will kind of help you to gauge how open or closed each chakra is, okay? So once again, we're going to start at the base, and I want you to imagine a lotus flower that is spinning with light coming off of the flower, okay? All right. And once again, this is kind of going to be a little bit fast. We're going to do about 2 minutes on each chakra, okay? If you have any medical problems associated with that, Crystal, doesn't mean that it's closed. Oh, you mean if you have medical problems associated with that chakra? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's completely closed. Like, I don't know. Personally, in my experience and my study on this, I think it takes a lot for people to have completely closed chakras, okay? I think that they can be, very blocked, but that doesn't mean that they're like completely shut down at all. Like altogether, okay? But yes, if you are having a lot of medical problems associated with a specific chakra, let's say, for example, that I hear this a lot, with the root chakra, if you are having like GI problems, you're having a lot of constipation, things like that, or even the opposite, if you're having, a lot of diarrhea, things like that in, all the time, IBS problems, then yes, you could have some serious blockages with that chakra. And by working on that, and working on things to make you feel more grounded and more stable, more secure, that can help to open up those chakras. Okay? Does that make sense? Did I answer your question? Just let me know. And yeah, so if you guys have any other questions, after we go through this meditation, I'd be more than willing to answer them. And like I said, you're very welcome. And I'll just mention this again because we'll kind of quietly get off of this live stream after the meditation. But if you want to stay on and ask me questions, we can do that. But during my 12-week program, I run a spiritual development program. It's 12 weeks long, and we do spend time focusing on the chakras and specific meditations for the chakras and getting to know these things a little bit more. So that is something that we work on during my program. And if you are interested in that, you want more information on that, you can PM me at the Spiritual Safe House or check out my website, thespiritualsafehouse.com. Okay, and we can answer any questions about that. Okay, all right, guys. So we're gonna get started here. And like I said, this will probably take us to the end. We might go a couple minutes over, actually. So, but if you want me to stay on afterwards and answer questions, or you have questions, like I said, just you can comment in here or PM me with any questions that you have. Okay? All right, guys. So we're going to get started here. So I encourage you guys, and like I said before, you don't have to close your eyes. If that's something that you don't feel comfortable with, you can just do whatever is most comfortable for you. But I encourage you to either sit or lie down in a comfortable position. Okay? And if it is comfortable for you to just close your eyes, take a deep breath in. in one more breath. Okay. Now I want you to first imagine a white light surrounding your aura. And know that you are safe and secure in this space. Now take a moment to focus on your feet. And imagine there are roots coming from the soles of your feet into Mother Earth. Feel that you are grounded in this space. Move your energy and focus to the root chakra at the base of your spine. Imagine a spinning red lotus flower. Take note of the size of the light coming from the flower. You can also take note of the brightness of the color. Take a moment to feel this energy. How fast or slow is this flower spinning? Now move your focus right below your belly button. This is your sacral chakra. With an orange flower. Note the different color orange and the light coming from the flower. How quickly is it spinning? Next, shift your attention to your abdomen, the solar plexus chakra. focus on this yellow flower and the rate of its speed. Does the light seem to be dim or shining brightly? How much energy is at this chakra? Next, shift your focus to your heart center, the heart chakra. How bright is this green heart energy? Notice the green lotus flower and the rate it is spinning. How much energy is at this heart space? Now, shift your energy to the throat chakra. Notice the spinning blue lotus flower. How dim or bright is the energy flowing from this chakra? Next, shift your attention in between your eyebrows to the third eye chakra. Here you find an indigo-colored lotus flower. Note the speed of its spinning. How dim or bright is the light in this space? Now, move your focus to the top of your head, the crown chakra. Note the purple lotus flower. How slowly or quickly is this flower spinning? How intense is the light in this space? Now, bring your attention back to the divine white light that is surrounding your aura. You are safe and at peace. Take a moment to notice that you are still anchored to Mother Earth through the roots on the bottom of your feet. Take this time to also thank yourself for this quiet meditation. Now, as you are ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, guys. All right, so I hope that everyone enjoyed that meditation. I know that we went kind of quickly during that, but I encourage you to spend a little bit more time. Thank you for the hearts. I encourage you to spend a little bit more time if that really resonated with you and you feel like maybe you could have gone longer on certain areas, to spend some time doing so. So Dana asked, what is the difference between the types of light and the speeds? Okay, so that's a great question, and maybe I should have talked about this before, but thank you very much. That's a very good question. So the intensity of the light and the speed of the flower will indicate which chakras can have blockages or be more closed than ones that are more open. So if you are feeling that your flower is spinning very rapidly and you can see a lot of light, this might indicate that that specific chakra could be a little too open. And like I said in the beginning, we have to find balance between all of these things. So if you at a certain spot felt a very steady, and now steady is going to be different for everybody, but in yourself, if you felt that the energy was steady, it was a very beautiful, vibrant color, as opposed to maybe like a very dull color, you know, that can indicate that you have a very healthy open chakra. Okay, so if you go through this again, you know, those are the things that you want to look for. If you feel that, you know, that you feel that the flower is sometimes not moving, if it's not spinning at all, and also you can go through this too where you're imagining the flower blooming. You can do that too. And if you are having trouble with the flower blooming, you know, that can indicate there could be some blockages as well. Now, when you have problems with your chakras, you know, and we all do, they don't always manifest themselves as physical symptoms. So it's good to be in check with yourself, you know, to see, you know, what's going on. And I think one of the hardest things is, at least that I've seen, with, you know, as a spiritual mindset specialist, can be the solar plexus chakra, and feeling that sense of, you know, self-worth and belonging, feeling that you found your purpose. So if you are iffy about those things, and I'm not saying that you should, you know everything about yourself and, you know, feel like you have everything done perfectly, because, you know, we're all on this spiritual journey, and we're all here to learn every day about ourselves, and you know, we do that through ourselves and other people. But if you're really feeling stuck and you're down on yourself, and, you know, like we were saying before about, you know, that negative self-talk, so if you notice yourself talking badly about yourself a lot, like, you know, your internal dialogue is just not great, then maybe do some work on your throat chakra and, you know, on that self-communication, and see how, you know, if that's you, if I'm describing something that comes up for you, you know, when you went through that meditation, did you feel anything in that area? You know, did you feel that color was a little bit more dull, or did you feel that flower wasn't really spinning as much as the others? Those are things that you want to work with. Okay, good. Oh, you guys like that. I'm really, really glad. And like I said, you know, that meditation was the first chakra meditation that I ever did. And I took a little while to do it. It was longer than we just did. But I really, some areas I felt like I couldn't feel any energy. And, you know, it's nothing to be completely alarmed by. Don't, like, freak out because of that. But just know that, you know, those are, you know, especially if you're sensitive to that energy, it's a good way to get in touch with yourself, and maybe, you know, start to realize what you need to work on. Oh, your solar plexus was the dullest color. Yeah, a lot of times it can be. Anybody else? Did anybody else, you know, notice one that you were like, hey, well, I really can't feel that one that well, or, you know, that one felt different to me. Or even on the flip side, you know, which ones felt really open and, you know, really healthy to you. But especially for people that, you know, it's easy for you to feel energy, you know, this is a great meditation to do, you know, just to get a little bit more in tune with yourself. So if anybody, your third eye was spinning the fastest. Yeah, it's a great way to get to know yourself, and you know, your heart was full of glow. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about mine too. I always have this really nice nice glow coming from my heart chakra, I feel like. But all right, guys, your third eye was very open. That's great. And now, do you feel like you're more intuitive? Do you feel like you're really in tune with that sixth sense and your intuition? And you know, it's great to find connections with these things. You know, so you can. It's all about getting to know yourself more. It really, really is. Okay, guys? And like I said, you know, these are things that we work on during my program. I have an entire week dedicated just to this. Okay? So I feel that it's important enough to have an entire week, you know, dedicated to that in my 12-week program. That's how important I feel that this is. And you can really get to know yourself better. What if there was no light at all? Okay, so if you were feeling that in one area there was no light at all, then that's an indication that that chakra could be very, very blocked. Okay, so if, with that, is that chakra, and, I'm not asking you to get personal or anything like that, but when you asked about the, was it you that asked about the medical problems? Do you feel that is the chakra that is associated with those physical problems? I think it was you that asked about that. Let me see. Yeah, did you notice that same chakra was the chakra that you're feeling the physical symptoms from? And like I said before, it doesn't always have to be physical. These imbalances can manifest themselves in all different kinds of ways. So, physical, emotional, spiritual, they can show themselves in all different kinds of ways. And there are different things that you can do to balance, so you can take time and do a chakra meditation like this. No, not a lot of them, but that's okay. Don't let my root chakra. Yeah, absolutely. The root chakra, back pain, 100%. That's all in the same area right there. Yeah. So, and that has to do, like we said, stability, support, things like that. So if you're not feeling supported, not feeling like things are stable in your life, just going back, like, even if you feel that, there were certain, lights in certain chakras that weren't as bright, and you're not sure, like you're not having physical symptoms of that, and you're not really sure of the, maybe the emotional aspects that are coming from that, then I would take some quiet time, in self-reflection, and maybe, I'm a big fan of journaling, maybe journal a little bit on that, because you never know what you can find out about yourself. We have so many subconscious things, thoughts in our mind, and we can stuff them in the back of our mind all the time, and then later they end up manifesting in these, weird ways. But maybe try to journal about it if you feel like you're not really sure, like you're not feeling the light, but in that area, but you're not sure where it's coming from. I would take some time for some personal reflection in that, to try to navigate. I know I love journaling, to do that. And that's what I work with people on. Okay. So, to get a little bit deeper into that and to figure out what the heck is going on. Right. What about when the light and speed vary in one? What do you mean? Like, when, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Do you mean like if the light is very bright and the flower is spinning slowly? Is that what you mean, Dana? I just want to make sure. Because we can have some things, and like I said, it all goes back to this can manifest in many, many different ways. So I think if something like that is happening, that is still an indication that something can be off. Okay. Because I had like experiences like that as well. That like, like a pulsating light, and inconsistent speed. Okay, so that would still indicate that there is still something going on, that there's some kind of imbalance there, but I guess the imbalance wouldn't be strong enough to like make the light like diminish like that, but there is still some kind of imbalance there. If you're noticing an inconsistency, there could be just a slight imbalance in that chakra. Okay. And like I said, this really has to do with, what feels right to you. Okay. So if my flower was spinning at a pretty quick rate, but I felt like that was like, that was normal to me, and maybe yours, you know, if it's, you know, spinning a little bit slower, but you feel like that's normal for you, you know, then that's what you have to trust. You know, there is no right or wrong speed or, you know, light, but yes, the pulsating, you know, that is you just like feeling that energy, you know, but it really is whatever is feeling right to you. Okay. So if you know, somebody else does this and you talk about it with them and you guys have, you know, different speed variations or different strengths of light, whatever, you know, that's okay. All right. It's just, it is very individualized, very personal, and, you know, whatever is feeling right for you, and you'll know when it's right. You know, I mean, when you go through this and you have like very, very dim lights or hardly any light at all, like that's an obvious indication, you know, but if you're having like subtle differences like that, that would still indicate that there is some type of imbalance there. And it might just, you know, sometimes we just need a little tune-up in our chakras. You know, it's okay. We all need tune-ups all the time, right? So might just need a little tweak to get that back into balance. Okay? All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you guys for sticking around with me. I know we like totally went over here, but I really want to thank you guys. And, you know, do you have any other questions? You guys were great participants. Thank you so much. And let me know, you know, if you guys want to, you know, do some more meditations like this, if you want me to, you know, like announce when I'm going to do another meditation like this. Great. Oh, I'm so glad you guys enjoyed this. I really, really am. I was planning on doing a video on the meditation, and I never got around to it because I was just going to post it, and then I was like, oh well, let me just do it live. So I'm really, really grateful for you guys for participating, and I'm so glad that you yes, lovely to meet you too. Thanks for joining us. Okay, all right, guys. Well, if nobody all right, wonderful, wonderful. But yeah, I am always open to suggestions. So if you guys want me to talk about anything, if you want to hear about certain crystals, do certain meditations, whatever it may be, just let me know on the page, okay? The Spiritual Safe House. And sorry, I don't know what is going on with my hair over here. And I would love to hear about what you guys want to hear about. Okay, so I know like I talk a lot about spiritual mindset, because that's what I do in my program. So that's the topic that I love to talk about. And there's a lot of different things that come under that umbrella. Okay, so I kind of just, you know, as I'm going through, if I'm, you know, I feel like sometimes I'm really divinely inspired to talk about certain things. So that's what I talk about. But if there are certain things that you want to hear about, just let me know, okay? And I'll hop on and make sure to talk about them, okay? So just one more, you know, quick shout out for my program. If anybody is interested in that, it's 12 weeks. It's a spiritual development program. And chakras is one thing that we talk about, okay? We spend a whole week. So we meet 1 hour a week for 12 weeks. And I give you homework during that time. And we do spend an entire week talking about chakras and getting to know yourself energetically, and you know where you want to balance yourself more and what you can do spiritually to do that. You know, because ultimately the goal is to become you know, less reactive and more understanding to situations. That's the whole idea about the spiritual mindset. Okay, so that's, you know, that's what we work on, and you know, I would love to have you guys come on board with that. So if what we talk about in live streams just isn't enough, and you need to dig in deeper, and you really want to, you know, have that, you know, have a more of a spiritual enlightenment and get to know yourself more, you know, I would love to have you guys on board. So if you are interested, you can PM me at the Spiritual Safe House on Facebook, or you can check out my website at thespiritualsafehouse.com. Okay, guys? All right. Thank you guys again so much. I had a great time talking with you about this. And like I said, if there's other things you want me to talk about, just let me know. Okay, guys? All right. Have a great night. Thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye.